Hi guys, Test here again. I was going through my videos the other day and I saw a comment, a request, and it was about my top 10 favourite games of all time. Impossible, because I've got quite a lot of videos that I like from all different genres. So it would be impossible to say, oh, I like this one over this one, this game over this game, because they're all different genres of games, like action, puzzle, this, that, and everything else. So what I decided to do today is choose some gum. And what I'm going to do is, over a certain time, I'm going to do part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 for all different consoles. But what I'm going to do is, well, not even consoles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do old games that I like vintage games, or almost, so to speak. Then possibly 90s, then the present day. But what I'm going to do is, for today, I know what would make more sense to do, but I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do the way that I said I was going to do it, the way I'm thinking in my head to do it. This is very kind of, like I said, I was going through the comments, so I just thought about this. But today I'm going to do the up-to-date games that I like, and I'm going to do it with some gum. You know, that gum I showed you in the previous video, this one. The white gum that I like. One more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this foam. Ruby. You see that? Kind of. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on the screen what games I like. The problem is that a lot of games that I like are from previous eras. So if you're watching this video and you watch the next ones, they'll be previous. Now, it would make sense to do the vintage ones first. I'm just thinking, should I do that actually? Yeah. Let's do the vintage first, because it's going to be easier. So some of these are going to be Mega Drive. Some of them are going to be Super Nintendo. That, I want a load of different ones. I think with when you're talking about any sort of different game, you've kind of got a sort of, you've got your absolute favourites. So I suppose my favourite all-time game, the Streets of Rage. So that's that one now. Now, just because I say Streets of Rage, I don't mean that particular one per se, although I do like playing it. But you get Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 3. 3 wasn't as enjoyable. I mean, this is what Streets of Rage 2 looked like. That was the title screen. And Streets of Rage 3 offered a lot, but it wasn't quite what I thought. Wasn't quite what I thought it would be. See old Dr. Zan there. Yeah, so Streets of Rage is a whole genre of Streets of Rage. I'm not going to talk about 4 yet because that's in the next video. Well, Streets of Rage 1, 2 and 3 is really is a game that I grew up with. Even from a young age. My dad bought a Sega Mega Drive home one day. I think he spent like 250 quid. And you're talking about 1990, you know what I mean, 1991. This is like, you know, fucking ages ago. And it was a Mega Drive, and it came with Sonic 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, yeah. It came with the console. Not installed, but the actual game came with the console. Anyway. So he kind of got that, and I remember him spending 60 quid on Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. 60 quid, I mean, back then, 60 quid was a hell of a lot of money. So, yeah, it was really, really expensive back in the day. Well, I suppose even 60 quid today is quite expensive, but Streets of Rage was our next kind of games to get. We got like Dynamite Headdy, The Revenge of Shinobi, fucking loads of different games we really enjoyed playing through the years. But Streets of Rage, like, I think Streets of Rage 2 was the most enjoyable. 3 was okay, but you had to go on the hardest difficulty level to get the proper ending. If you go easy or medium, it wouldn't give you the proper ending. And the enemy, Mr. X, would get away with it, basically. Where if you do hard, it's fine. But there's, right on the last stage, you've got to save the chief of police. Well, you don't have to, but to get the good ending, you've kind of got to do it. And it's complicated because you don't know what level to go on. And I know there is certain levels. I think you can go on Google or YouTube and it'll tell you what levels to go on it. I just haven't been on that to check it out. I mean, I have got the Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection for my PS4, for both PS4s. And I could do it, but it's just finding the time to do it. I've actually been bothering to do it as well. I think Saw 3 as well also introduced Bruce and Rudy the Kangaroo. We're all love for Rudy the Kangaroo for some reason. Especially when it comes down to 4, but I'm not talking about that one today. I think Streets of Rage 1 was good. Streets of Rage 3 had a lot of hype, but it didn't really live up to the expectations. And I think the best one was Streets of Rage 2. The storyline is they kidnap Adam and you've got to save him, basically. That is the long and short of it. Next one is Super Street Fighter 2. I selected Super because that's my preferred one. Obviously, there was Street Fighter 2, The World Warrior, which I think was really for Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Then there was the Special Champion Edition, Mega Drive. Then Turbo was SNES again. And then when they got created Super, when they released Super, they released it for the Mega Drive, Genesis, and Super Nintendo. So I don't know if you can see that. There we go, Super Street Fighter 2. You've got Cammy, T-Hawk, Fei Long's there, DJ's there. Yeah. DJ is there. Yeah. And these are the 4 new characters that were introduced when they done Super Street Fighter 2. It's not only the 4 characters they introduced, they also introduced a tournament mode, which I really enjoy playing. Yeah, so they've got time attack and tournament, which them sort of games are really enjoyable. So it's like you and up to 8 people can play, like swap controllers and play, or maybe it's just you on your own, like it was me, and I used to have to face 7 other computer opponents, and then obviously you can just kick back and watch the rest of it, and while they fight it out and slug it out until you're up to fight again. But yeah, that's Super Street Fighter 2. Really, really enjoyable game. And like I said, there was a rental shop that I used to live nearby, and I used to rent it from there, and it was like a 2-week deal. You rent it, and I used to always rent Super Street Fighter 2 for my Mega Drive. And then when I got a SNES and I realised they'd released Super for Nintendo, I was like, oh mate, yeah, definitely buy that. I just find the SNES version is not as advanced as the Mega Drive version, but it was still good, it's still enjoyable. So that was basically my next one. I hope you know these games are in no order whatsoever. I'm just doing them for the games I like. Next one I used to really enjoy playing is Fatal Fury Special. I know it says Sega CD. I used to have a Sega CD, but I don't anymore. Yeah. Oh, this camera angle is bad, man. Yeah. That's the best image I could get. I mean, Fatal Fury was okay. The SNES version wasn't so fantastic. But the first one isn't so good. Fatal Fury 2 and Fatal Fury Special were the best ones. It's also available for Mega Drive. The thing is, now I've got the PlayStation 4. You've got like an arcades archive section, and they've got Fatal Fury on there, Fatal Fury 2, Fatal Fury Special, Fatal Fury Real Bout. Yeah, so you got Fatal Fury 1, 2, Fatal Fury Special, and Real Bout, which is also Fatal Fury Special, but it's a newer one, which I wasn't too great about because I've replaced like 3/4 of the characters. Yeah, but Fatal Fury Special, I really, really enjoyed playing that. Very hard game, I found. Very, very hard game. And it's something I was reading, I think it was on Google. Yeah, it was released in 1993, but in Japan, it's, I don't know if it's pronounced Goro Densetsu. Garo Densetsu Special in Japan. I think that's what. If you can read that there, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, look where my finger is. No, screen's gone. Oh, typical. That Garo Densetsu or something like that in Japan. So yeah, but yeah, my favourite character is Big Bear. He's a great big chunky guy. He was slow, but he was very, very strong. Obviously then you got the likes, or obviously the main characters like Terry and Terry Bogard, Andy Bogard, Geese and all that lot. But yeah, Duck King, Axel, I forgot his fucking name. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, but there was all good characters. It was a really, really enjoyable game. I enjoyed it. And I suppose that is game number 3. Okay, so next game is the Art of Fighting. Art of Fighting was they made it was from the same game that they made Fatal Fury. Whereas Fatal Fury was like a tournament, where Art of Fighting there's a guy called Ro, RYO, just in case you're interested, and Robert, and they go. I think Yuri is Ro's sister. Here he is, and Robert is Yuri is what his sister is called, and Yuri is Robert's friend, but Ro is her brother. Anyway, they go out together, or you could. Well, it's actually a one-player game, and one of you has to go and save her. But she's been kidnapped, and you've got to obviously fight. It's been like Street Fighter, round 1 fight, and you've got to face all these different opponents to get to the end, and you like got to go past like Mikey, John, Mr. Big, and then you get right to the very end. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you in case you haven't played this game or you're going to play it, but there's a twist at the end of it. If you complete it, that is. It is still a difficult game. You need to know how to do your combos. You need to know how to taunt to get your energy back up. You need to know how to block, because some of the moves are quite deadly. So if you know how to block, you master the combos and everything else, you should be okay. If you put it on an easy level, you put it on hard or expert, you're asking for trouble. But yeah, it's quite an enjoyable game. Art of Fighting. I've been obsessed with that game for well, not obsessed, but I really did like that game for many, many years. I remember the first time I played it, I was only a youngster on a fucking arcade machine. Couldn't make head nor tail of it. Obviously playing it through the years and stuff, obviously I've known how to, what it's all about and how the combos are done and everything else like that, really. So, yeah, Art of Fighting is definitely the next one on the list. So, next one on the list is Final Fight. A bit like Streets of Rage 1. It's a platform game. You got to go around, beat the bad guys up. Again, there's friendship involved. There's Guy, there's Cody, and there's Hagar. And a girl called Jessica gets stolen, which just happens to be Hagar's daughter, and Cody's girlfriend. And Guy is just Jessica's friend. So, but in this instance, one or two of you can go out. I think in the arcade you can have all three of you. I'm not sure on that. But in the home consoles, you can have one or two of you go. Just like Streets of Rage, one or two of you can go and complete the game. I've played it on my own, and I've played it with other people as well, and it's quite enjoyable, really enjoyable. The only problem is I don't like with Final Fight is I can't remember. There's certain enemies that hit you once and they attack you again before you can even do anything. So that's kind of annoying, and it takes the same amount of energy off you. So you get hit once, you're laying on the floor, and they'll go and attack you again while you're on the floor. There's nothing you can do about that, and it takes up quite a lot of energy. So you end up losing quite a lot of credits if you're playing the arcade, or if you're playing on the home game console, like if it's a SNES or a Super Nintendo, you bug it. But if you play the PlayStation version, there's PlayStation 4. It's the original version. It's just on a PS4. And the good thing about that is it gives you unlimited credits. So you can't ever lose unless you let the timer go down and put game over. But Final Fight is a really, really enjoyable game. Definitely the game of 1989, 1990. They brought out loads of different Final Fights. So there's Final Fight, Final Fight 2, Final Fight 3, Final Fight CD. I've heard that they've released one for the PlayStation 2 a few years back now, called Final Fight Streetwise, I think it was called. Never really played that. But yeah, the vintage Final Fight, definitely. The best one is probably the best one, I think, personally. A Captain Commando. That's another good one. Also again by Capcom. Yeah, that's a really enjoyable game. If you play it on the PlayStation, you can get up to 3 players on it. There's 4 characters to choose from. There's Captain Commando, Babyhead, and I can't remember the others. There's a ninja. That's all I can remember at the moment. But there is definitely 4 characters, and that could be quite enjoyable. Again, a game that I used to play years ago. Wasn't really good at it, and then over the years just got better. It just got better. And again, unlimited credits because I played the PlayStation version. But yeah, I really, really enjoy Captain Commando. Back in the day, especially when there's different versions of it. There was quite a lot of I got like a Capcom Classic Collection, and you can play the English version or the Japanese version. So it's quite interesting to see play some of the Japanese versions. A bit like Fatal Fury Special. You can play the English and Japanese, although it says, "Oh, please note that you can only play this game in Japan." They release it over here, so I sod it. But yeah, Captain Commando, Really good game. Also Mega Drive, Super Nintendo. Yeah, that is a very good vintage one to have. Huh. I've even lost count of how many games I've done now. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it. Next one I like is MK, Mortal Kombat. I've done that because there's too many versions, all the way up to I think it's 12 now. I think it is, but I'm talking about like the old ones. I think Mortal Kombat 1 was fine. Mortal Kombat 2 was really, really good. And for some reason or other, they say that Mortal Kombat 3 was when all the problems died. I personally like Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Mortal Kombat 2 was, like I say, was really, really good. I mean, I do realise that I find that as Mortal Kombat has gone on, there's been, they've introduced shitloads of characters, especially like in the recent ones. They're putting like RoboCop on there and the Terminator and Michael Myers on there and things like that, which to some people might be interesting. Not really to me. Not really my sort of thing. I think that characters should be unique to the game. They're not unique to the game. They've got their own franchise. They've got their own films. They released Terminator. They released RoboCop. They released, all these different characters games that them have their limelight in that game. Don't then add them onto Mortal Kombat, and not only add them on Mortal Kombat, basically make their moveset shit. In my opinion, I don't see why they've got to have like sort of like 60 odd players. And it'll take you like a month to try complete it with every single one of them, or over 2-3 months maybe. But yeah, the vintage ones like 1, 2, and 3, and Trilogy and Ultimate, really, really good. I just like Mortal Kombat, really, really good game. And for the last one, guys, because I've been rambling far too long, Columns. For the Sega Mega Drive. I kind of don't mind puzzle games. Not my favourite genre of games, but I do like to do puzzles because they say that it's good for the brain, to get the brain going. Columns, it was another game that me and my brothers used to grow up playing. But I suppose it's for any, really, child or an adult. Basically very basic. It's just matching the colours to the other colours and then them disappearing. Then you get like the magic jewel that you hit a certain colour and it takes all the colours out and that. So yeah, Column, like I said, Columns, I think it was released in 1990. But when we had the Mega Drive, a game that I very much enjoyed playing, very much enjoyed it. Back in the day for that sort of game, like back in that era, it was really, really good. yeah, so I'm going to leave it for there, guys, because I've been rambling far too long. Didn't expect it to be this long of a video. Um, I have put on my Sega Mega Drive Classic Collection because there are some honourable mentions that I want to mention. There's Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. Anyone who used to play Alex Kidd for the Master System will know I'm talking about. Brilliant game for Mega Drive. Alien Storm, where you are humans trying to save the Earth from aliens, obviously. Altered Beast is another good one where you turn into different sort of creatures through getting power-ups. Another platform game, fantastic, like Alien Storm. Comic Zone, where you are a cartoonist, you draw comics, then there's an awful storm, you get dragged into the comic, and then you've got to beat your own story with all these monsters and stuff. Brilliant game. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, another puzzle game, but really enjoyable. Dynamite Headdy, I got a bit of a sentimental game for that. That was a game that my mum, my late mum, that was the last game she bought for me for my Mega Drive. And I don't know why, because obviously she bought me games for my Nintendo 64, PlayStation, and stuff like that. But that was the last game she got for my Mega Drive. As far as I can believe, I don't know why it's so sentimental. I suppose it's just because it's my mum, so maybe something attached to that. But that's not a bad game. It's more for the younger generation, but it's okay. It's a good game. Golden Axe. How could I not mention Golden Axe? Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3. Love them. Played all three of them. Definitely early 1990 graphics, but still enjoyable to play. Obviously, I mentioned earlier the Revenge of Shinobi. Shinobi 2, Shinobi 3, okay, but the Revenge of Shinobi was the best one in my estimation. Super Thunderblade, where you go around in a helicopter and blowing up all the things that come towards you, and they're trying to attack you, so you kind of got to dodge their bullets and fire. Brilliant game. Really enjoyed playing that. Sonic Spinball. Pinball action, but the ball is actually Sonic. And there are little other tasks to do as well. Obviously Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3. Too much to say about all of them, but fantastic. And Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancer is another brilliant game. Used to really like Shadow Dancer. It's just a rip-off from Shinobi, but it's really, really good. And Virtua Fighter 2. Although Virtua Fighter 2 is not like the arcades, which, an arcade had a lot more capabilities than what the Mega Drive had. So they couldn't actually make it, how the arcades used to be. But that was, really still enjoyable. Okay, guys, I don't know how many games I've done, but I'm going to leave it there. And that has been my vintage, my vintage game collection. I will do a more up to the today, like the now version. But that will be part 2. And I shall do some honourable mentions on there as well. Okay, guys, until then, thank you for listening to me for the first 35 minutes rambling about vintage games. I'll be back soon with a new video later on. But until then, if you haven't, before I go, if you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button. click the bell icon, comment down below. Please give me a like and share with your friends and family. That'd be great. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go now. Yeah. Also, I'll be back very soon. Until then, ciao for now, guys. Mwah.